Today on Inquirer, panel of DOJ prosecutors indict suspended Bureau of Corrections Director Gerald Bantag and others for murder of Percy Lapid and Bilibid inmate. Negros Oriental Representative Arnolfo Teves Jr. and 6 others face raps for seized firearms during March 10 raid. Oil tanker that sank and caused a massive oil spill in Oriental Mindoro lacked permit to operate. And DOH reports slight delays in the procurement of bivalent vaccines supposed to arrive this March. Good evening. A panel of prosecutors from the Department of Justice indicts suspended Bureau of Corrections Director Gerald Bantag and several others for the death of broadcaster Percy Lapid as well as Bilibid inmate and alleged middleman June Villamor. Alongside Bantag, the resolution also names Senior Superintendent Ricardo Zulueta and inmates Alvin Labra and Aldrin Galicia as respondents for 2 counts of murder. Likewise named respondents for Lapid's killing are Joel Escorial, a certain Edmond Dimaculangan, a certain alias Orlando, inmates Denver Mayores and Alfie Peña Edonda, and Bureau of Jail Management and Penology detainee Christopher Bacoto. Escorial is the confessed hitman in the veteran broadcaster's ambush slay case. For Villamor's murder, the panel of prosecutors has also named as respondents Mario Alvarez, Joseph Giorfo, Christian Ramac, Ricky Salgado, Ronnie De La Cruz, and Joel Reyes. Lapid was killed on October 3, 2022 near the gate of the subdivision where he lived in Las Piñas City. Escorial eventually surfaced and admitted that he was hired along with Dimaculangan and a certain Orlando to kill Lapid. He also identified Villamor as the middleman who tapped his services to gun down the journalist. Hours after Escorial confessed his involvement in Lapid's slay, alleged middleman Villamor was announced to have died on October 18, 2022. Senators learned Tuesday that the oil tanker that sank off the coast of Oriental Mindoro, causing a massive oil spill, lacked a permit to operate. To tell us more, here's our Senate reporter, Daniza Fernandez, reporting live. Daniza, what are the latest developments from the Senate hearing today?
Yes, during the hearing of the Senate Committee on Environment, Natural Resources and Climate Change, Senator Cynthia Villar said that the owner of the oil tanker that caused an oil spill in Oriental Mindoro may not be able to claim insurance for the incident as they lack a permit to operate based on the accident report of the Maritime Industry Authority or Marina. Senator Risa Ontiveros also noted that there are 7 items in the pre-departure inspection checklist of MT Princess Empress that are not ticked off, including the Certificate of Public Convenience or CPC. Marina Administrator Hernani Fabia and Philippine Coast Guard or PCG Vice Admiral Joseph Coime agreed that the tanker should not have set sail because of not meeting all the requirements. Coime said that they will ask their national headquarters to conduct administrative investigations into the possible lapses of their personnel. Senators likewise learned that MT Princess Empress has set sail 9 times without an amended CPC covering the vessel. Moreover, Pola Oriental Mindoro Mayor Jennifer Cruz has rejected the help being offered by the owner of MT Princess Empress as Cruz believes the bid to extend aid is overdue. According to Fritz CT, Vice President of vessel owner RDC Reeled Marine Services, they asked Cruz about the needs of affected residents in her municipality but were declined. Cruz also said that the firm reached out to them after they spoke about the matter on national television and that she already refused the help offer because several of her constituents were then getting sick and affected. During the same hearing, Oriental Mindoro Governor Humerlito Dolor said the PCG's spill booms are insufficient to contain the oil leak in the province, which has reached parts of Palawan and Western Visayas. Dolor adds that the oil spill woes are becoming bigger and bigger every day because the truth is being covered. According to Dolor, the PCG's spill booms span for 250 to 300 meters only. Government data shows that there is an oil spill along 55 kilometers of the country's coastlines. MT Princess Empress, which was carrying 800,000 liters of industrial fuel, sank on February 28 off the coast of Nauhan Town in Oriental Mindoro province. Subsequently, the oil spill ensued, affecting around 20,000 families in Oriental Mindoro. Back to you, Neil.
That's Deniza Fernandez reporting live. An official of the Armed Forces of the Philippines says the annual bilateral war games between the Philippines and its longtime ally, the United States, will be joined by over 17,000 troops in April 2023. Balikatan 2023 spokesperson Colonel Michael Logico tells reporters that this year's Balikatan exercise will be the largest, with 17,060 troops participating. Last year's Balikatan only had 8,900 participants. For this year, Logico says 12,000 troops will come from the United States, while the rest are Philippine troops. A total of 111 from the Australian Defense Forces will be observers. Logico says the annual military exercises will be held from April 21 to 28 in the areas of Northern Luzon, Palawan, and Antique. Next on Inquirer Today. Negros Oriental Representative Arnolfo Teves Jr. and 6 others face raps for seized firearms during March 10 raid. DOH reports slight delays in the procurement of bivalent vaccine supposed to arrive this March. And no LRT-1 operations during Holy Week, April 6 to 9. This Inquirer Today will be back shortly.
Si Tekla Tamoria from Pasig City. Graduate ako ng 2010 sa UP Diliman College of Fine Arts. Tapos nung 2014, nag-aral ako ng TESDA Garments. Doon ako natuto paano magtahi. From there, mula sa Fine Arts to pagtatahi, doon ko nag-start gumawa ng wearable art na mula sa mga retaso. In 2019, naisip ko, sige, parang gamit ako ng used clothes, t-shirt, cotton t-shirt, mangolekta ako sa mga kaibigan ko. Tapos yung binigay sa akin ng mga kaibigan ko, yun yung gagamitin ko medium to create another clothes. So, pinag-aralan ko yung paano maghabe, yung sa basahan, bakit pumutok sa mga Pilipino is yung familiarity ng basahan na ginagamit natin araw-araw. Matapos nun, pag nalaman pa nila na gawa to sa used t-shirt, which is isa sa pinaka-common na damit natin, di ba? To the point na dinidisregard natin at ginagamit nating basahan. Lahat ng mga nabibili natin, kunyari sa fast fashion, lahat ng mga yun, galing yun sa mga sweatshops, galing yun sa mga mananahe, yung mga binibili natin sa Tiangge, mga kaya nasa mall na, ano yan yung mga tao dyan, magtatahi yan, 5 piso, isa, or minimum wage with no benefits. Tapos hindi mo na rin maiisip na nakakatulong ka pala sa bad system ng fashion industry. sustainability ng fashion sa akin, nag-start siya, I think, more than 10 years ago. Nung naging aware ako sa apekto ng fast fashion sa mundo, yung pollution na nagagawa ng fabric waste. After nun, nung natuto ako nun, tapos nagtatahi rin ako. Parang naging penitensya ko sa sarili ko na hindi ako bumili ng mga damit. So hanggang ngayon, mga hand-me-downs lang yung sinusuot ko. I think future is sustainable fashion. Hindi naman sa sinasabi ko na huwag kang pumorma kasi fulfilling din na ayusan ng sarili. Mas maging aware lang tayo na merong mga pamamaraan at mas maganda kapag hinahaluan mo ng sarili mong creativity. Kasi lahat naman tayo may clothes. Hindi naman ibig sabihin na parang nasuot mo na or parang hindi na siya uso. Parang tapos na yung story nun. Parang pwede mo siyang i-upcycle. Pwede mo siyang ipamigay.
Negros Oriental Representative Arnolfo Teves Jr. and 6 others are facing criminal complaints for the raids conducted last week at his houses, leading to the confiscation of firearms and ammunition. The raid led to the arrest of 6 individuals. Jose Pablo Guimarangan and Roland Agisanda Pablio face complaints for violation of Republic Act 10591 or the Comprehensive Firearms and Ammunition Regulation Act. Teves was also included in the complaint. Meanwhile, Teves' secretary Hana May Somerao Oray, Heracleo Sangasin Oray, Rodolfo Teves Maturan, and Joseph Kyle Catalan Maturan are facing a complaint for infringement of RA 10591. The 6 were taken to the Department of Justice to undergo inquest proceedings. An inquest proceeding is a summary procedure to determine whether an individual arrested without a warrant will be released on account of a dismissal of charges, released for further preliminary investigation proceedings, or charged in court. The Police's Criminal Investigation and Detection Group Special Action Force and the Philippine Army conducted simultaneous raids at 5 different addresses in Basay and Bawayan City in Negros Oriental on March 10. The Department of Health reports that there are slight delays in the procurement of 1 million doses of bivalent vaccines that are supposed to arrive this March. The DOH earlier said delivery of the first batch of donated bivalent vaccines from COVAX are expected this month. The 1,002,000 doses of the bivalent vaccines will supposedly be administered to the country's vulnerable population and healthcare workers. DOH officer in charge, Undersecretary Maria Rosario Vergere, says the setback is still being caused by the country's lifting of the COVID-19 state of calamity declaration. In a press briefing, Vergere explains that the lifting of the COVID-19 state of calamity declaration means that they have to meet certain conditions to warrant the procurement of the shots.
Kakaroon lang tayo ng kaunting delays because katulad naman ng alam ng ating mga kababayan, yung state of calamity ay na-lift na, and alongside with this state of calamity, may mga kondisyon na kasama yan na hindi na kailangan natin bigyang tugon. Katulad ng mga immunity from liability at saka indemnification clauses na nire-require yan ng mga manufacturers and even with these international agreements. So ngayon, ito lang po ang atin pong hinihingan ng guidance coming from the Office of the President. If we can enter into this agreement.
The Light Rail Manila Corporation announces the suspension of LRT-1 services for the upcoming Holy Week. LRMC says LRT-1 operations will be suspended from April 6 to April 9. Normal operations will resume on April 10. LRMC Chief Operating Officer Rolando Paulino III states that they will use this time to conduct necessary maintenance activities. He also advises commuters to plan their trips in advance. The LRMC also announces that LRT-1 will have normal service hours from April 3 to April 5 during Holy Monday to Holy Wednesday. Regular hours are from 4:30 a.m. to 10 p.m. Earlier, the LRT-2 and MRT-3 have declared the temporary suspension of their respective operations from April 6 to 9 to also carry out maintenance works amid the Holy Week. Alamin naman natin ang mainit na balita sa mundo ng showbiz kasama si Irvin Santiago ng Bandera. Irvin?
Hi Neil at sa lahat ng mga kabandera natin all over the universe, ito na nga ang latest Bandera Chika. Hindi pupunta ang veteran TV host komedya na si Anjo Iliana sa kasal ng nakababata niyang kapatid na si Jo Marie Iliana. Kamakailan ay namanhika na nga si Jo Marie sa pamilya ng kanyang fiancé na si Abby Biduya. Ang tanging nakasama lang ng aktor sa ginawang pamamanhikan ay ang kapatid niyang si Ryan Iliana. Wala roon si Anjo dahil hanggang ngayon ay hindi pa rin sila nagkakaayos ni Jom na nagsimula pa noong kasagsagan ng kampanya para sa May 2022 elections. Ayon kay Anjo, dadalo lamang siya sa kasal ni na Jo Marie at Abby kapag personal na siyang kinausap ng mga ito para once and for all ay maayos na kung anuman ang kanilang mga problema. Sabi pa ng aktor, handa naman siya makipagkita at makaharap muli ang kapatid kung ito ang unang gagawa ng paraan para makapag-usap sila ng masinsinan.
Wala namang ako galit sa kanya. Buisit lang. Sabi ko nga, panganay ako. Ginawa ko naman lahat para sa kanila. Kasi di ba sabi mo nga, pangit naman ako panganay. Ako lalapit. Sila lumapit. Siya lang problema.
Pero pag inimbita ka sa kasal, pag inimbita ka lang.
Hindi ako pupunta. Magkausapin niya muna ako. Pero kung ano naman ang hinanakit ni Jo Marie, para sa akin, okay lang yun, tao kayo. Pero pag dumating ang araw na kailangan mo kausapin, gusto mo makipag-ayos, open naman yung pintuan, bintana, bubong.
Kahit saan siya dumaan.
Tsaka, wala naman akong sinasabi sa kanyang pangit. Wala rin naman siya sinasabi sa akin pangit. Siguro nga, baka meron lang hindi pagkakaintindihan.
Kahit makatanggap ka ng invitation galing sa kanya, hindi ka pa rin pupunta.
Hindi.
Kailangan mo heart to heart.
Pangit naman makipagplastikan ako sa kasal.
At yan ang Bandera Chika natin today. Thanks Neil!
Maraming salamat, Irvin. And these are the stories you need to know today. I'm Neil Mercado. Catch Inquirer Today live weekdays at 6 p.m. Follow INQUIRER.net on Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Instagram, and Reddit. For more stories, visit INQUIRER.net. Good evening.